Go.
Welcome back, everyone, to the FT Punk Speak Your Truth podcast, episode 2. And we actually have a Rise superstar this time, not a main roster. And he's probably my favorite Rise superstar. Yes, I'm playing biasism, just like Jesse Michaels.
Well, I guess this might kind of just, oh no. Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Gotta get comfortable. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I want to go ahead and start off with this, a simple question. When you first got the DM from Jesse Michaels, not only when you got accepted, but when you found out that you were getting booked, what was going through your mind? Like what actually happened? How would you rate your first booking experience in SWE? Like what was going through your mind trying to get in here and eventually making it onto a call?
So, originally, I'm gonna go down the timeline. Originally, the first attempt I went in here, Jesse wasn't here at the time. It was ran by very questionable people that I will not bring up out of respect. And I kind of didn't really get the opportunity that I wanted to, so I went back to the Indies, worked my arse off, trying to see if I can get back into this place. And which, surprisingly enough, one day, I wake up, shot out of bed, and I got a text message from Jesse saying, "Hey, you're accepted," and I didn't know what to say really. It was a whole mix of emotions, really. There's definitely excitement, that I can actually make it to the big leagues and, wrestle on big stages and, entertain, more fans that know legends and things like that. And there's also, like, legends in this company. I mean, FD Punk is one of them. There's Alden Nova, people like that. But honestly, it's an honor to wrestle here, even with some of the enemies or the friends that I've made along the way in the locker room. I mean, it's just been a blast. I mean, I've had my L's, I had my W's, but it's all for the fun. I do it because I love it. It's just been my passion for years, and hopefully it'll be longer.
That's some strong words. I'm glad that you're on the roster, and I'm glad that you're in the SW community. Welcome to the locker room, brother. But just a quick little question, just to settle this debate once and for all. And this is for, I don't want you to answer this, just for a very specific person that's watching this. Would you say that the FT Punk show was better than Chase Marlowe TV?
Whew. No. Well, that was a very quick question. When I was at home chilling on my couch, I honestly did prefer watching FD Punk's podcast more than Chase Marlowe's show. I don't know why.
You heard it. Chase, there's just something about me. I mean, not only am I the best in the world, but my podcast is also the best in the world. Not only is it the best in the world, but it's also better than yours. So I'm glad we got that out the way. Back to the questions about you. Back to the questions about you. What would you say? Because I know you've had a lot of matches. What would you say has probably been your most impactful match on Rise, or just even in SW in general? What has been the most impactful match of your career so far?
So far, in my honest opinion, shout out to Andrew Sabbath, especially Andrew Sabbath and Loon Cortez at Unstoppable. Honestly, that was my first title, like my big title match, and I had a lot of hope going into that match because one, I was in Canada, my hometown. Two, I had the whole crowd behind me, and I had so much momentum going into the match because of just I've worked for the moment, and I fell short. I mean, I was going against two of the other best guys on Rise, man. I mean, Sabbath, what he does. I mean, he's not on a good path right now, kind of portrayed as students for some odd reason, even though I thought he was, the man of the locker room, leader, helping out, the new younger generation. And Loon Cortez, um, watching some of his matches in the back, um, had me really inspired to fight him alongside with Sabbath. So getting to wrestle with possibly my two favorite stars on Rise for the male division, at least, it was amazing. Even taking the pin, yes, it did suck, and I was hoping to win my first big title. Because technically, in my whole career, I haven't been able to really hold a title that prestigious and that popular. So it hurt a little bit, but I brushed it off, and I'm getting back on the road. It took me a second to get back on track. You know, um, but I came back, and now I'm on a win streak.
That's honestly, I'm glad that you got to wrestle in your hometown. It probably does suck that you probably didn't win the title, but if there's anything that I've learned wrestling here, it's that anything's possible. I mean, look at me. People call me washed up. They call me unk. I don't know what that means. I'm not, with the slang, but I'm the inaugural heavy metal winner. So look at me now. Speaking of heavy metal, were you watching that? What would you say it's like? What were your when you watched that, if you did watch it? Because I know y'all had like I know you were probably getting ready for Rise because we had like that big two event thing. And how was it, just watching that, and then but how was it just watching heavy metal, and then having to know that Rise like right after, and y'all got to follow up after that? Like, what was going through your mind?
Well, one, heavy metal, in my honest opinion, that was probably one of my favorite, events that I've ever seen yet so far in, this career that I've had, that I've been trying to build up for, almost a decade now. Um, it's it was a blast. That heavy metal match, man. I mean, I'm glad that you won it. I was rooting for you. Honestly, there were so many things crossing through my mind after the event was over, and I can't remember if I kicked off Rise or not, but it was a lot of weight on my shoulders trying to keep up, you know, what was happening during that event. I don't know if I did. I can confidently say that, some people, don't really wrestle my type of style, but I still don't mind working with anybody, giving opportunities, and, man, what could I say? I mean, everyone would like to, punch me in the face. I think I got a pretty punchable face, probably because of the grin and the ego. But, you know, can't really say anything else.
Great. That's that's great. Sythan, I got a question to ask you, right? Rise
Hmm.
Unstoppable. You lost the North American Championship match, and we did not see you for quite a while. Can you explain to us why you were absent?
So, um, I posted a little bit on, Twitter. At the week coming into Unstoppable, I lost a couple friends along the way. I lost my mother on the Wednesday going into Unstoppable, and I lost my best buddy since kindergarten. He unfortunately, tragically took his life um, out of nowhere. Um, you know, guy. I mean, the guy I knew for so long, he got me through a lot of hard stuff, and he never really, told me about himself. And the more I checked on him, the more he's. And then out of nowhere, tragedy struck, and it kind of threw me off. Um, but I didn't want to just disappear. I didn't want to, miss my biggest match of my career. And, it was a lot of salt in the wound, eating the pin after, the losses that I struggled with. But I was dealing with, grieving and trying to get myself back up. I also kind of was dealing with my heart condition. Um, it's not the best thing to deal with, but I came back prepared. I'm still getting, things situated. I'm still trying to get back on the road with, taking care of myself, taking care of my body. Um, I've gone back into good shape. I can say at least. I don't know if anybody else can see it, but I can say at least that I've gotten back into good shape. I. It was just a lot. I lost my closest friend. I lost, probably my favorite person in the whole world. Um, Kind of inspired me to do this, and not really having that inspiration kind of threw me off a little bit. But I didn't really let it bring it down. I still walked into that match, crowd favorite most likely since hometown boy. I gotta probably have to be the favorite there. I gave it my all. Um, Sabbath, the guy right now, he's probably not, the best at this moment, but still much respect to him. It's just he earned that opportunity at the time, and it probably felt great for him to you know finally pin me and put the nail in the coffin with all the torment that I've been giving him and his students that are no longer students now, which is kind of coincidental. So
Really sorry to hear that, man. Really, really sorry. FD, you want anything?
Me too, man. Yeah, of course. I mean, rest in peace to your friend, and I bet he's really happy with things you've been doing. But back on the topic of Rise and the main roster, how do you feel? How do you feel about Cage of Chaos coming up? Rise versus Breakthrough, and are you going to compete in a match to represent Team Rise?
no, that's probably going to be another thing I can confidently say that I wouldn't mind representing Team Rise, because one, I know a lot of people from Breakthrough want to punch me in the face. I mean, I get it, but honestly, I wouldn't mind wrestling in the Cage of Chaos. It sounds, even though it's brutal, I'd probably have a blast doing it. So in my honest opinion, I wouldn't mind being a representative of Team Rise for Cage of Chaos. It's an offer. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but I'm just stating my point. I would love to be quite honest with you. Going against, main roster, it would kind of give, Team Rise the chance to show themselves who they are and why they are a superstar. And hopefully they can also represent, the future. Because you never know. Some people from Rise could, head to the main roster and just reach the top of the mountain. That's been my goal for a while now. I mean, right now I'm going after Malik Vex, um, but that's just depending on when he's tired of being scared and actually looking at me face to face, and making it to the main roster is probably my biggest goal right now.
I mean, I hope you accomplish that goal. Speaking of Cage of Chaos, I've been thinking about it. Sorry. The last time we had a Cage of Chaos match, there was a specific individual that I think we all know who I'm talking about. That had the clip, the clip, the moment, the self-proclaimed video of WWE, the living, walking meme himself. I have two questions. I have two questions. I have two questions based off of that guy. What was your reaction when you watched it backstage live? And if you compete this year in the Cage of Chaos, do you feel like somebody is going to have an even bigger botch? And if so, please tell us.
I'm sorry, dude. I think
Dude, you couldn't pay me. Jesse Michaels couldn't pay me enough money
that
to
clip has
jump
gone
off of
so
a
viral. I can admit that clip has gone very viral. When I was there
Jesse
backstage
Michaels
for
could
it,
not pay me
I
at all.
I I
Oh
think
my gosh.
it actually just made me break entirely. I couldn't get back into my mindset that I was in before. I forgot everything that I was doing. I was looking at the screen. and I was there with I think Sabbath at the time, looking at it, and um, seeing him climb up, I'm like, no, he's not going to do it, right? And then nobody was ready, nobody was prepared. All I just see is him just fly, and just this the sound that picked
I
up,
mean,
it killed me.
beyond the rest. I think for me, when I watched it, because I was watching it on my phone, I was on a flight. I was watching it on my phone, and I couldn't stop crying. I mean, I'm kid you not, I'm literally on my hands and knees on the private chat after watching the clip. I kid you not. I literally watched him get on the cage. I'm like, oh, okay, so this kid's crazy. I said, so this kid's crazy, and the camera cuts to um Larson Gage and Samuel, and in the background we just see him absolutely face plant freaking mat. You can hear the thud. It sounded it echoed throughout the entire arena, and
Oh no.
nobody knew what happened. Nobody knew what happened for like a quick 2 seconds, and then they all looked at Wadakai on the floor. They looked at him on the floor, face planted, and they put two and two together. No, I kid you not. Oh man, I still have that clip saved to this day. I
I
will
will,
never forget that clip.
bro. I'd wish I'd save it on my phone still. But and to answer your second question, do I think someone will botch? I don't think anybody can top that. Genuinely, unless someone is actually capable enough to pull a botch on purpose to outdo it. I honestly think no one will outdo that. I think with how big it is and how popular it got over, the first day of it being posted.
So I think what made it better was when JJ and his other commentary buddy were on the table, and they tried to play off from it. And I heard this guy. I literally heard this guy trying not to break kayfabe. No, you, Big Johnson, I kid you not. I heard you. You were literally snickering. You did not turn your mic off at all. You were like off the top of the cage, and then boom, and then you go silent, and then you look, and then you're trying not
No,
to cry.
no. This was the only time where I actually hold my laugh here until shows after shows after shows when when you would be trying to show me stuff on my phone. Yeah, that's when I'll break character. That is when I'll break character. So
That's great. But,
It just
back to
kills me every single
it
time.
is
But honestly, I don't think anybody would outdo that. It's possible, but would just I hope that nobody does. I'd say with how historic that is, it should just stay just framed everywhere on somebody's wall. It's beautiful.
I think for Cage of Chaos, I genuinely think that you know how when people die at a crime scene and they have like the white outline of the
There should be a
body, they
white
should
outline.
put that. Yes,
Yes, dude. Have a white out. Have a white outline, or just have his face. Just have like a real drawing of his face on the mat, like where he exactly face planted. Just have his face
oh my
right there.
god,
It would be beautiful. If I
that'd
see
be
that,
great.
if I do actually step into the ring, I'm gonna laugh. Like that's probably gonna be the first thing I will do. I will laugh.
Honestly, genuinely, I will say this though, because and this is another question because a lot of people don't ask this, and I'm upset because this is something I geek over as I mean a performer and a fan myself of product. Attires, gears. What is gear? Because I know everybody always, they go crazy on their gears. Especially like look back at heavy metal with all the girls and how they, absolutely killed their gears, their body gears. Just on the topic of gears and attires, what is your favorite attire you've worn?
Oh, no, that is actually a good question. That I mean, I've gone through a few. Um, remember my debut attire, the clover green attire. On my debut,
Yeah.
especially, the green and gold. Um, I really enjoyed that a lot because green's my favorite color, and green and gold kind of suits kind of like my personality a little bit. And then also, if we're talking about more recent, you can see it on the poster, behind us, that little tank top. Um, I was raised on this band called Chevelle, and that is their logo. They're like I'd say a grunge or any metal band, but Chevelle I was raised on for a long time, and I was thankful enough to actually be able to get a limited edition tank top from them to wrestle in. So having a special piece of them to wrestle with means the whole world to me. But if I had an answer, I'd say my debut attire. I definitely got to say the green and gold.
I need to go back and rewatch that your debut then, because I definitely want to see that attire. Now it's time for the icebreakers. I think we're all ready. We're all past the regular boring questions. The questions that the questions that I just asked recently. Those are the type of questions that make Chase Marlowe TV boring. We're gonna get into some real, the stuff that people actually want to see, the stuff that people actually want to hear.
I'm interested. I'm interested.
Locker rooms. I know you've been around a lot of people back there backstage. You've talked with a lot of people. You've worked with a lot of people. But I know deep down, because everybody has one. Who is somebody that you just cannot stand backstage? And I'm not even talking about
Ooh.
I'm not even talking about don't sit here and give me like a kayfabe answer. Who is somebody that you just look at and you just don't even want to speak to because they're so arrogant backstage? Or they're so inconsiderate of how they do.
There's that's a good question, and genuinely, there is a lot of answers. To be quite honest with you, I can name quite a few. The first one is Ethan Steele. I don't understand his posts recently, and I don't. Even me being all ego, I don't understand how someone can be so fragile and so defensive so fast. If I had another one, I used to like the guy, but it's gotten to a point. I started getting really annoyed of Aaron Trent a little bit. I mean, we've talked a few times in the back, at least, before he has his matches, or just outside of the ring before, the event starts. He really just started to, talk about himself a lot more, not really checking in on others. And, it's not really, good etiquette and not really, ringleader or locker room leader, at least, like a good representative. Because you gotta look out for others, even if you don't really like working with them, or you don't like them as in with with character. But I mean, it's just I don't know. I never could get along with either, both of them. Now, for female wise, not even in the locker room. It's more just backstage, and I know that's not really the question, but it's more backstage. Um, this is a really hard question, and I know some of the girlies might not like this answer, which I understand. I deserve the hate. Um, I don't know why I'm so really nervous to say it. Um,
Come on, you got to shout.
it's gotten so bad I don't even remember their name with how long I haven't
Here,
spoken to
if you
them.
want
Oh, there we
if
go.
you want, if you want,
No, it's clicked now. It's clicked now. Evelyn Noir. No,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it's a very shocking thing, and the reason why, and I understand if I get some hate for it on Twitter. It, she, like, I can see she has the it factor, and I respect her for it. But this is the modern days. We're not back in like the 1930s. You're not you're not a queen. You know, the black and white, like I get it, it represents you, but it gets to a point where it gets annoying. And just with the amount of times I've seen her, it's just the same thing on repeat every single time, in my opinion. At least every single time I've seen her, at least when I attend, shows, when I have the free time too and I fly out. It's the same old thing. Same old screen effect, same old attitude, same old fake accent. Just I think the only thing that makes her flashy, in my opinion, is how much she changes up her attires and how much she just changes her hair. I don't know what it's about with the hair, but I've noticed that there's been so much change with hair, and it throws me off because I don't know who's who.
One of the somebody a superstar who I'm not gonna name them, but somebody about the hair thing. Some people tell me that there's multiple Evelyn Noirs. I thought they were crazy. I still think they are, and that was like a really stupid take. But yeah, somebody told me once that they think that there's more than one Evelyn Noir because of how many different hairstyles and how many different looks that she has each and every week that she's on TV. I don't believe it. I mean, it is kind of I'd say it's impressive that she's able to do that every week, but I don't think that it's like a I don't think that she's like I don't really know how to explain it because I mean, if a gimmick works for you, I mean, if something works for you, it works, and that works for her, and I'm glad that that works for her. That's how she's got over. I mean, you're right. She is the it girl. Um, well, I wouldn't say anymore because Lexi Carrington's over that now. But basically, if you're over, you're over. But I mean, that's your opinion. And I mean, shoot, I mean, I have people I don't like either in the locker room.
I don't know, man. It's just that's a very funny theory. And I feel like they all have the same personality. It's very bland. If they're trying to like say there's multiple of them. Now this isn't El Grande Americano, but I wish it would just go back to the modern. I get it that the classic era. It's great, and people love that style back then because it was very petite. It was very fancy. But now it's gotten to a point where people want to be more flashy. People want to be, recognized. People want to be known. And I mean, I see what she's trying to do. People recognize her immediately when the lights go off. But at the same time, there's another man that really does that, and it's Malik Vex. Literally has the same effect too. So, and I feel like their theme song they're both slow. It's as slow as The Undertaker, to be quite honest with you.
You're really just throwing shots at everybody. This is great. No, this is actually great. Um, I like the kid. Malik's pretty funny. I mean, especially Noir. She's really funny behind backstage, especially when we text sometimes. She's really freaking funny.
I can give you that. She is very funny. She can put on a good laugh. Especially both people. They can put on a good laugh.
Listen, just be careful when you're backstage, alright?
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
want
I
her to.
always watch my
I'd
back.
hate for you
Everyone
to
wants
have
to punch me
to.
in the face.
Honestly, I think she might throw a hail at you instead of punch you in the face. So I mean,
She'll beat me
I'd
with a
say get
shillelagh,
witness
don't worry. She'll beat
you
me
need
with a
to get
shillelagh.
witness protection. Like right now. You need to get witness protection right now. If you value your life, protect yourself from Evelyn Or, because if she sees this, then she will come after you and you only. I mean, you got any questions, Big Johnson? I'm kind of out right now. I'm still trying to think.
Oh, I'm still trying to think too. Okay.
No, I actually have one based off of early SWE, not even Rise. I'm talking about just the entirety of SWE. Breakthrough, Rise, Level Up, all of that, right? Who do you think is the worst representative of a champion that we've ever had? Like that we ever had? Who is like the worst champion that we've ever had carry the face of the company in your opinion? Who just made you
Why are you just putting him
No,
on the edge
I
now?
know that there's been some moments where I say some stuff, and I just checked my phone and there was a notification from Sabbath earlier, And I quote, by the way, I think it's totally stupid to invite the lowest of the lowest from Rise to Punk's podcast and not me. I feel like that's just, I don't know, someone's just a bit jealous, in my opinion. But that's besides the point. Um, Now, I can give him that. He hasn't been able to defend his title at all. Um, and I'm not saying that he's not a bad champion. Like, he definitely looks good with gold. But, I mean, I can't. Ivy Thorne. No, she's probably on top for Rise, at least for the women's division. Lexi's in her own league. I'd say both of those girls are doing amazing with what they are doing right now. Um, I have to say Sabbath respectfully, and the only reason why is because, and it's not about the defenses, but at the same time it feels like it is, because we haven't really seen it much, and I know we're seeing one this Saturday. I'm pretty sure we are, but um, I just feel like the wrong person won that night. You know what I mean? I feel like, I mean, it. There was a lot of shocking things that happened. I mean, people thought Loon was going to win it, but instead of him winning it, he started a new faction, Rogue State, which the tag team champions, they're not doing too bad. But I also kind of find their reign boring. So it teeters off between Rogue State and Andrew Sabbath.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of fair. I mean, looking at the statistics of their respective championship runs. Oh, I mean, what about? I know we're talking about. I've been asking you questions about the performers backstage and you as a performer, but like, what about the fans? Like, what I mean by that is like, events when you wrestle. Do you go back and watch events to see if like it's like fan like do you see if the fans would like that? Do you think that storylines and do you think that everything looks good on TV after you're done wrestling and you go back to watch?
I went back a couple times. People I've picked up at a couple of the events that I've rewatched and wrestled. People really enjoy my theme. Now, some of the people in the back don't really like it, which I understand. It's very catchy, but it's me. I'm a very catchy person. I'm also egotistical, and I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I at least have top three best theme in Rise right now. Not in history, I don't know in history wise, but it's been a couple months now, and people are still singing my theme after all this time. And I find that amazing because one, it gives me more of an ego boost, which is kind of no pun intended. Um, it's also just a feel good feeling that people enjoy watching you and people like feeling your presence and your energy. Even being a heel and being a douchebag and all this other things like that, I still get cheered. It's a weird situation, and I can't really find my way to work around it without being cheered. I've tried my best to be hated so many times with how I act, with how I wrestle, with how cocky I get on the mic, things like that. I still get cheered. So it's honestly, I just feel at home. You know, I see. I have more matches coming up. I hope that I'm able to show and have more time to show who I am, because I have a lot of energy. I have a lot of durability in my body that I need to use. Like, I want to get to the point where it's like tables, ladders, and chairs, an Extremes Rules match, Hell in a Cell, things like that. I want to be able to showcase what I can do to the hardcore part of wrestling. Because it shows the brutality. The fans love it. You see, two sweaty men just beating the hell out of each other for a good 30, 45 minutes with anything that they can use that is, safe but not safe at the same time. Um, I gotta stretch. My legs are like killing me. There you go.
You're fair. That's fair.
But the other thing is that I feel like if I'm given more opportunities, I'll gladly take them. I mean, I don't mind working with anybody. I haven't had issues with anybody at all in the back. At least I hope not. I mean, I haven't really had any arguments. I haven't had any, incidents. Well, I had one, but that was with, a longtime friend of mine that, I'm not friends with anymore, sadly. Which it sucks because he kind of got me into, showing who I am, and he kind of helped me build myself from the ground up. But, if you actually let your ego get to you to a certain extent, it just doesn't make you look good. So I try my best to make myself be more presentable, and with how I do things in the ring, I love being cocky. I love being a powerhouse. And I sometimes do high flying things that I shouldn't be doing, but I do it because people love it. Because I listen to the fans, no matter what, even if the fans don't like me. I still do it because I care for, the wrestling industry. I care for SWE because it's my job and it's something that I genuinely enjoy. And I hope with time, and once I'm, not getting derailed here and there, and I stay on track, I should be able to at least be called champ for once.
That's great. Speaking of ego, we can talk about somebody that thinks that they're all that. The person that's so-called leading breakthrough, Aldrin Over. Do you think that Do you think that we're cooked? Do you think that we're?
Okay, my opinion on Alden Nova. I mean, yes, in my honest opinion, a brick shithouse. I know I'd probably get, bodied in the first 5 minutes, knowing with how he wrestled. But him being at the top, I kind of found it hilarious that he lost to you. Not because, you're not capable of beating him. I'm more surprised that he let himself get in the way to cost him that opportunity, if you know what I mean. You can't really think about yourself if you literally see the opportunity in your hands. You gotta do what you gotta do to get the job done. And sometimes people can just get too cocky and, they crumble after a while. Even with all that, dominance he did during that match. But, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I took a bathroom break during that match, but all I know is that you came out on top, and I mean that's kind of all that matters is that you came out on top.
I agree with everything you just said. Ultra Nova sucks at the end of the day. To dumb it down for the littler kids watching this, that's what he meant. Do you have any questions, Johnson? Because I'm kind of gassed out at the moment.
Oh, I got a question, but I'm not sure if I can say it on a podcast though. I'm not sure if I can say it on a podcast, so
Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay.
Honestly, just go ahead. It's the fatal truth.
Does Cypher know about this though?
I don't know. You have to say it.
Because
I
he
don't know
has to
what you're
know
talking
about
about.
origin history that's been covered. Okay. FDI, I think you remember that time it was Strike Down, right?
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Zephyra Knight, Monica Flair backstage
Mhm.
with Ric Flair. They were brawling and brawling until um oh gosh. Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were
the situation sounds familiar. I don't think I was there for that, but I mean, the situation sounds familiar though.
listen, they were brawling until Zephyra Knight pulled out a pistol.
Oh,
yeah. Oh my God.
yeah.
Why
On live
Okay,
on
that's all
TV.
you needed to say. Oh.
And then just like
I don't.
shot Ric
I
Flair in the chest
don't
straight
know how to
away.
talk about
And
this. I don't think we should. I don't think we're allowed to talk about.
oh, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, but what were your like your thoughts on that? That's it. Just came into my mind.
Well, the first thing that I thought about is, was he okay? Second off, what the fuck was she thinking? I mean, I knew that she was all for hardcore. And I know that she's out due to, I can't remember off the top of my head,
Yeah,
but
she's
all due
pregnant.
respect,
She's pregnant.
I think I think it was pregnancy. But why? You pull out a gun, shoot an old man point blank in the chest. I want to know the thought process behind it. Because, one, it's Ric Flair. They're a fucking legend. Two, it's a literal gun that can kill somebody. So, unless there was something or there was a reason behind it, I'm not, I'm just, I don't know how she wasn't fired after that, to be quite honest with you. Like, that's literally attempted murder.
Yeah, because that whole storyline between Flair and Knight, it just like it was going uphill until it went dark straight away. Like I'm telling you, like proper dark, no lightness, just a personal one.
And the other thing is that she got away with it. I don't know how she got away with it when it
Oh
was
yeah, yeah.
on
You know
live
what? No, no, no,
TV.
no, 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 no. Listen to me, yeah. Jesse Michaels, if you're watching this, you had the audacity to get Larson Gage what is it, arrested when MGZ kidnapped Aaliyah Parker's mother. In fact she trapped her
He
inside
forgot
of a
about that.
box. No, no,
Bro,
no, no,
you're
no, no,
letting
no. She needs
criminals.
to hear this. She let everyone away scot free, but in fact, yeah, she needs. You know what? She needs to be in prison, but she still was scot free. Yeah, and now Summer has to deal. I think you know that. I think it was last week. Summer had to deal with MGZ, put her straight onto the table. Thank God for that.
Yeah, she
Like
definitely
the chances
deserved
are on this
that.
company, we have criminals walking around scot free. We have MGC, like you said, kidnapped somebody. We're talking about kidnapping.
We
He has to be in
have
jail. You can go to
we
jail for that.
basically have an attempted serial killer that's literally like
And then we
a
and then we
psychotic
have
wrestler, and then we have a
and then we
kidnapper.
have a serial killer. And then we actually no, I think Zephyr is a serial killer. And then, yeah, we actually have an active kidnapper. Not even a kidnapper. MGC is a serial killer too. Did we not see what she tried to do to Aaliyah in her last
Literally,
match?
that's why
And
I'm
send her
like,
away for good.
that's just like, I don't understand, man. I mean, all due respect to Jesse, if money is money, talent is talent. But I'm just not surprised how they're not fired and they're not in prison right now. And hopefully her mother is okay as well. Ali is, at least, because that's a traumatic experience. Like, and I hope she's recovering okay from that. And MGC got what she deserved. It was definitely great seeing that happen. I generally was off my seat saying that.
That's honest. I have a quick little question. It's not nothing serious. Who's the hardest hitter that you know?
Fuck. Um. Well, not even in the ring with. I mean, with the ring, it's got to be. Can't remember his name, but all I can say is that Irish bastard. I swear, if I actually got in a ring with him, actually, no, I think I was in the ring with him in
He's talking about
the Royal
Declan.
Conquest match. Yeah, Declan. Yeah, that's his name,
Holy,
Declan. That that's psycho. Dude, he literally, okay, right when he got into the match, I took a swing at him and God, Just that was probably the stiffest blow I've ever took to the face. That and then the hardest chop. It's got to be Victor, man. Victor,
What about his
he offered
boots?
to chop me once, and I'm like, okay, sure. God, I couldn't breathe for at least 5 minutes straight. Victor, it's between Victor or Declan for me, man. 100%, without a doubt.
Oh man, this sounds crazy, but I want to fight Declan so bad during. Like, I mean, I'm already fighting Victor. My spot for him is already, checked off the bucket list, because that's already set. But I want to fight Declan so bad. I don't care how hard he hits. I want to fight him so bad.
Well, hey, if you ever won the championship, you should definitely, consider a match between them. Have him as
Honestly, you have a
your
point.
first fight. It's a good point
Honestly,
if you do beat him. I'd definitely pay to see that.
Speaking of championships, what championship would you say is probably the most? It's probably your favorite championship in SWE. I mean, just all time. I mean,
Ooh, that's a good
what
question.
championship do you think carries the face of the company?
No, man, that's also a good question.
Word it better. Title, in your opinion, is the workhorse title. No matter who has it, what title is the workhorse title?
That is a good question. I mean, recently when I was looking at it, man, I gotta give props to Aaron Trent. The United States Championship was looking very prestigious when he was holding it. Who else? Seth Rollins with the World Heavyweight Championship, I think, if that was correct.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Seth Rollins holding that belt. I was genuinely impressed. I think they rebranded it to just the SWE Championship, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe so.
I
Wait.
believe so. I don't know, but I remember seeing Deviant saying, all due respect to him, too. Dude, I genuinely didn't expect him beating Seth. But took the title off of him. I'd say for right now, I haven't really seen Victor. I'd say the United States Championship for Breakthrough and the Rise Championship for Rise, in my opinion. Now, for the women's wise, it's either between the titles that Ivy's currently holding right now, or Lexi's championship, which is the SWE Women's Championship. I kind of just gave you both sides, so it's either United States Championship or
This is probably the last question on my end, and maybe JJ can have one to close it off. But this is a question. Maybe I think this is a great question for all the audience, and people that want to get into wrestling at home can, they can listen to your advice when I ask. You know how you coming into Rise and you really, you working your hardest to get in Rise, and you're actually, you being on the roster for a bit of a time now. What would you say to people that want to basically get into SWE as a professional wrestler? What would you tell them if they wanted to start off at Rise? What would you tell them? What would you tell them to do? Mistakes. What mistakes wise? Tell them what not things not to do that you did, and what would you tell them to do to stay on the right track?
This is probably going to be my longest answer. When I started on Level Up, I had little to no confidence, which is the first no-go that you should have. That's a big red flag. Always have confidence in yourself. The reason why is because usually when you have confidence in yourself and you put yourself in a great mindset, it gives you the opportunity to put on not only great matches, helps you get a great attitude, it helps you connect with the crowd a lot more, it helps you connect with more people on the back, and it's a great thing to have for you. The second thing is find a theme that suits you the most. Give you a theme song that pumps you up with adrenaline. Give you a theme that gives the crowd a punch in the gut and gives them chills, or just a song that everybody can sing. For example, my theme song. With how catchy it is, it's a good pickup song, and it suits my style, my speed, getting out there in the ring, fighting in the ring, things like that. So find yourself a good theme as well. Third, I mean, gear. I mean, if you want to really worry about gear, I feel like gear doesn't really matter to me. I know gear kind of represents who you are and how you look, but as long as you at least have something that you're comfortable in and something that you're able to actually wrestle in, I'd say people would actually like recognize you a little bit more if you wear that type of like clothing. Like for example, like sweatpants or box like just tights, you know, things like that. Um, and the last thing that I say that's probably the best thing, don't give up. Your brain decides to, play tricks with you and wants to bring you down, and you think that, oh, you wrestled poorly, oh, you're not really great on the mic, or you're just not connecting with the crowd. You gotta really work your arse off. Even when you're not even in the ring. Just go to the training center, somewhere that you can, practice in. Hell, tag along your buddies or lady friends, whatever, whoever is like interested in wrestling. Help you just train. You train, you work your ass off, you work out, you make sure that you're making sure that you're, mentally well, you're in a stable condition, with life, family outside of the ring. And it really just matters about you. You listen to your heart, you listen to your mind, you listen to your gut. And wherever that leads you, it's kind of just the path that you carve out. You got to have a lot of trust with the person or the people you work with. Just focus on you, and just it'll take you somewhere that you don't believe that it'll take you. But I generally can say when I joined here, I wasn't very confident that people would like me. And, it was a lot of doubt that, my first match people wouldn't really like. But my first match went incredible, Sabbath, and I wish I can bring his name up, but, starts with an I. But just, I give props to the people that, helped build my character up and helped me be presentable. And, I just can't be any more grateful. I mean, I wish I can show my thanks and prove to the world and be a champion and represent the locker room and be a leader. And it's just, I don't know, it's a dream come true. So just don't give up. I mean, John Cena kind of says it all. Don't give up at all. You kind of have to follow your dreams, and if you stick with your dreams and go on a good career path, the more chances you'll actually get.
That was good. I think he deserves some claps. Come on, Big Johnson. No, seriously, that
Yeah.
was great. That was great. That was great.
Nearly brought a tear into my eye. I don't know why, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Inspirational speaker over here. I honestly think I know who to give FC Punk podcast to once it's time for me to retire.
Just gave me chills right down my spine, honestly.
Is there any question that you had, Johnson, or did you want to end it off with that?
Okay, who would you think would win? Kobe Ryder or FD Punk?
Okay.
Very strategic, very strategic question, and that's why is
I'm a Kobe Ryder
this
fan
the hardest
every
question?
day.
Why is this the hardest question?
Hey, look, this shouldn't be hard, okay? I'll say this: me and him have had.
No. I'm mates with
No, no,
Kobe.
no,
I'm a
no.
Kobe
Look,
Ryder
Big
fan. I
Johnson.
am a
I
Kobe
know,
Ryder fan.
I know. Of course you are, and of course you are. But I'm speaking off statistics. I'm speaking off nothing but statistics here, okay? Because me and him have had a match at SummerSlam in Hell in a Cell of Night 2, and I beat him with the help of Snoop Dogg. Yes, which is kind of crazy, but me and my boy Snoop we're like two peas in a pod. But honestly, in all honesty, I'm gonna try to take this I'm gonna try to take this question a little bit away from you, Paige. I'm sorry, but I used to have a lot of resentment towards Kobe, and I think the only reason why is because of the person that he was aligned with. And I think that when I look at him as a person and not, of who he was friends with, I think I can respect him way more. I respect him, and I think he's more a friend of me. I mean, we've exchanged phone numbers now. Me and him talk on the regular. Me and him are like chill. We've settled our differences, and I think my problems were never with him. I think it's because I wanted him to be a star, and I knew that he wasn't a star because of the person that he took under his wing with, the person that basically.
Now, now, kind of thinking about it, both are really enjoyable to watch in the ring. And I have a good connection with both of them because I talk to them both a lot backstage. Well, you're kind of literally right here, but man, this is probably the hardest question I think for me. I don't know why. It's kind of I have FD Punk right here, and I bet Colby Ryder's kind of watching at home. So, if I had to prefer an actual wrestler, I'd say FD Punk. But with just entirely both men are equal in my eyes because they both are just dominant. They have the it factor. They have everything that they need to be as a wrestler. But it's also the theme, man. I mean, what else can I say? We love Living Color, and FD Punk's theme is iconic. I mean, Cult of Personality has a lot of power and meaning into it. Not saying that Colby Ryder's theme isn't great. It is. I feel like I have a more stronger connection in wrestling style to FD Punk more than Colby. If I had to say who would win a fight, I genuinely have no clue. I feel like both of them could just go on for hours on end without giving up, unless someone actually interferes. Without an interference, I'd say without an interference, I'd say Colby, but with an interference, I'd say FD Punk, because I know Punk can be a little bit slick sometimes. But either or, both men have chances to beat each other. So both of them
I'll
are
say
kind of
this.
equal to me.
As FT Punk myself, and I know my whole podcast is about speaking the fatal truth. I can put my ego aside. I know I'm the best in the world, but I can sit here and say that if me and Kobe Ryder were just getting about, he'd probably outbest me due to the fact that he has. I know I have some heart, but that man has more heart than I've ever had in my entire life, and I can easily say that right now. So if we were to get in a fight, the determination, and if we were to even put my heavy metal in on the line, my spot, he'd.
I'd say if it was a clean fight, I'd say Colby. But if it was more of a dirty fight, or if there was more like weapons involved, I'd say Punk. I think Punk can take more of the brutality from matches like hardcore or TLC, things like that. But if Colby literally puts his mind to it, I'd say Colby is unstoppable. If it's just a normal one-on-one, I'd say he's able to win clean automatically.
I agree.
So we're saying Colby, right?
I guess we're going with Kobe here.
I'd say I'd roll with Colby, but I like FD Punk more.
Cameraman, do you mind like turning the camera over real quick? Like, hold on. Like, I just need to. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Why are we turning the camera away? What did the cameraman do?
Oh no! I changed my mind. Once this cameraman stops recording, me and you are gonna have a big discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, that's the FT Punk Show, episode 2. I'm so grateful for all of you coming. Yes, this is better than Chase Milo TV, and please make sure to be here when episode 3 drops with the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Chanel Hart. You are not going to want to miss that one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sythan, for being here. This is great. It was honestly good to talk with you. You actually enlightened me. I'm honestly, don't be surprised if you see me at more Rise events backstage. I want to get to know you guys a little better, and I am like a huge Rise fan because I'm all about people building themselves, just like how I've built myself and how you've built yourself, and how even Chanel Hart's built herself, and how everybody in here has built themselves.
Hmm.
I love seeing people make their own legacy, and I love that. So I want to be there firsthand every week, or at least try to be there every week when that happens. So thank you
Exactly.
guys. Yeah, thank you so much for honestly impacting not only me but the people that are hesitant on joining SWE or not. You may have, what you said earlier, may have given them the leeway and that little push to want to eventually join here and be something. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Big Johnson, for being here for another episode, and I will catch you guys on episode 3. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Skadoosh. Bye bye.
What are you, Kung Fu Panda now?